Hi! In the last video we talked about what a lead magnet is, because it's one of those terms that gets bandied around in the online marketing world and not everybody knows what it means. And if you're new to online marketing, then there's nothing worse than having to work your way through a massive jargon to actually get to the information that's useful. And one of the other terms that is allied to a lead magnet that also gets shared around a lot that you may not know what it means is squeeze page or opt-in page. They are both essentially the same thing. Now, what these things are, they are web pages, but they are very special web pages in that they are standalone pages. So if you went to your website and just followed the normal menu bar on your website, you wouldn't be able to find these particular pages. And there's a reason for that. These pages are put together as a way to share your lead magnet with the audience that you think will be attracted to it, to an audience that you think will put their hands up and say, yes, please, I want that, because that's going to be really helpful to me. And you can then start the relationship, build trust, and identify people that you might be able to work with or might be customers of yours further down the line. These web pages you can use to distribute your lead magnet by what the web page does is it hosts your lead magnet. So it sets up a mechanism whereby if somebody enters usually their email address, but sometimes their phone number, so information can be texted, but usually they enter their email address in a form on this special web page. And so you, the person who's created the lead magnet, would collect that email information, and you'd then be able to send the lead magnet or the freebie out to the person who's just given you their email address. So a squeeze page or an opt-in page is a very special form of web page that is set up to allow this process to happen. Now, generally on this special web page, you see an image to give you an idea of the thing that you're going to get. Now, it's usually an online download, so you don't actually get a physical thing, although some people do now start to send things like books and CDs and things out in the post, but generally speaking, they're a download, so you don't get a physical thing. But very often you'll see an image on a squeeze page or an opt-in page giving you an idea of what it is that you are going to receive when you give your contact details. Now, the idea is you have to give your contact details so that this thing can then be sent to you. And this thing might be an ebook, it might be a checklist, it might be some video training, a link to some video training. It might be that you actually get a series of emails over a week, say, sharing some information with you, whatever it is. But there will be a form on the squeeze page or the opt-in page that will allow someone to give you their contact details, and you can then send that gift, that freebie, that lead magnet to them. And that process is called opting in. They are opting in to receive your freebie. So that's why these pages are sometimes called opt-in pages. The other reason that the other name that they are called is squeeze pages, and that's because what you want to do is actually share this page with an audience that you think might want the freebie, and then those that do want it are squeezed. Isn't it a very nice thing to think about, really? But they're squeezed into making this decision. Either they would like this thing that you're offering, in which case they give their details, or they don't want it, in which case they can just ignore the page and go away again. But you are squeezing them through this decision-making process, and that's why they're called a squeeze page. Well, to get the best results when you are using pages like this to share your freebie, what you don't want to do is for people to get distracted by other things floating around that they could then go off and look at, and that includes other pages on your website. So these web pages are very often freestanding with no navigation off to other pages on your website available. So they really, the people who come to it really just have to decide whether they want the thing that you're offering, and if they do, to give you their contact details. So very often there's an image of what it is that you're offering on the page, and also a bit of blurb to let people know what it is that they are going to receive, and more importantly, the benefits of that to them. How is this freebie going to start changing their lives? How is it going to help them solve the problem that they've got, or achieve the dream that they've got? And how are they going to feel about that? If you like, a squeeze page or an opt-in page is really a sales page for your lead magnet or your freebie that you're offering. And you might think, well, why on earth do I need to sell it? I'm giving away something for free, Julia. People are going to love it. And yes, I'm sure they absolutely will love your freebie when they've got it. But the thing is that people are asked for their contact details so often now, and privacy and all the risks around it is becoming such a big issue right now that people are quite reluctant to give away their contact details, particularly if they've never come across you before. So you do need to give some idea as to how the freebie is actually going to help them, so they do actually want to give away that precious contact information with you. You might also wish to add some degree of social proof on your squeeze page or your opt-in page, and these, by the way, are, if you like, a subset of a more generic term, which is landing page, which is a special web page that people would come to from somewhere else, like social media or Facebook ads or email even. So on your page you might want to add some social proof, just to reassure people that you are who you say you are, and that what they're going to get is going to be great. So you might want to add in a couple of sentences letting people know that you've been featured in the national media, for example, or you might want to put a testimonial on the page for the actual freebie that you're giving away, to let people know that other people have thought that this freebie is really helpful as well, and therefore they should grab it now. So that gives you an outline of what a squeeze page or an opt-in page is, and also largely the elements that you need to have on it to ensure that yours works well for you. I really hope that that's been helpful. If you've got any questions, then please don't hesitate to ask. If you've got any comments or feedback, then I would love to know. But until the next video, I'm going to sign off now. So it's bye for now.